Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Carborundum Universal Business Update call hosted by DAM Capital Advisors Limited. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star, then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Ms. Bhumika Nair. Thank you, and over to you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of DAM Capital, I would like to welcome you to the Carborundum Universal call for a business update. We have the management today being represented by Mr. Sridharan Rangarajan, Managing Director, Mr. Sushil Mendale, Chief Financial Officer, and Mr. G. Chandramouli, Advisor Investor Relations. At this point, I'll hand over the floor to Mr. Rangarajan for his initial remarks, post which we'll open up the floor for Q&A. Thank you, sir, and over to you.
Thank you, Bhumika, and good evening to all of you. Thanks for your participation in today's call. I would like to provide an update of an event relating to VAW, which is a material step-down subsidiary of CUMI. As per the U.S. Department of State's press release dated 10 January 2025, the set of Russian companies in the manufacturing sector, which includes VAW, were added to the U.S. Department of Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control, FAC, Specially Designated Nationals and Block Persons List, SDN list, for operating or having operated in the manufacturing sector of the Russian Federation economy. As a result of WA's designation, all of WA's property and the interest in the property that are in the United States are in possession or control of U.S. persons are blocked. Further, most financial transactions involving U.S. currency and transactions involving U.S. persons are not possible for VAW unless authorized by a general or specific license of a FAC. As such, VAW has no business operation or sales in the U.S. WA is assessing the impact of its designation. Material update, if any, will be informed post the completion of such assessment. This call will be limited to this event, and we will take questions relating to that only. We will try to answer to the best of what we know today. We'll open up the question for the next 15 minutes. This will be a short call, only focused on this event. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Harshit Patel from Equirus Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Sir, firstly, as you have previously mentioned, close to 40 to 45% of our VAW sales come from Europe. So how much proportion of these sales is denominated in the US dollar, which might be impacted going ahead, as you have mentioned?
Yeah, so overall, you're right, about 60% of the business is within Russia, and the balance is outside of Russia. We think around 12% of our business is US dollar denominated, and this would be have to be talking to each customer to understand their willingness to switch to other currencies.
Sure. So, in your preliminary assessment, how long this shift will take, whether we will be able to complete this exercise in this March quarter itself, or will it take more time and will spill over towards June quarter as well?
So it's just too fresh, and then we just going through this multiple discussions within us. I think probably we'll have more updates when we meet in the month of February, after our earnings call or during the earnings call.
Sure, understood. And just a small follow-up to that from my side. What happens to the outstanding receivables that we have in the US dollar?
So we have very minuscule outstanding receivable, and these will have to be collected. We understand these are known customers who have been working with us for quite some time, and there are individual customers that we need to start working with them to collect. We don't see at this point in time a risk.
Understood. Thank you very much for answering my questions, and all the very best.
Thank
you. Ladies and gentlemen, you may press star and 1 to ask a question. The next question is from the line of Aditya from Kotak Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Again, just to clarify, what you are saying is there is no meaningful direct impact of the move on your business in Russia, right?
I'm saying that we are explaining the dynamics of our current structure of the business. We are in the process of assessing the impact. It is too early to have the full impact assessed. As you know, it's just 2 working days has passed, and we're just trying to understand each of these elements. I'm sharing what we know at this point in time, and that is what I would summarize.
Okay. Maybe too early a question, but do you expect, as in the strategy of growth, which obviously you've not been investing from a growth perspective, but do you think through Russia in a different light after this event? Can, let's say, an European event incrementally happen? As in, any thoughts that you would have at this point of time? Because either one should be thinking of this as a small event or a precursor, and I'm not sure how to think through it.
Yeah. So, honestly, Aditya, this is, at this point in time, we have been dealing with Russia for the last 2-3 years in a very kind of, as it comes, going through the motions of various progression in terms of geopolitics. And that is how we are looking at it. We don't have any kind of a, aspiration of growth, and we have been communicating this as well, until clarity emerges in this manner. So I would say that's the stand that continues even now.
Understood. Those are my primary questions. Thank you for responses. Thank you.
Thank you, Aditya.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Mohit Pandey from Macquarie Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for the opportunity. Sir, maybe a bit early to ask this, but can you please clarify if this development has any impact on your other businesses in the US, and what proportion of your total business is in the US today?
This, as we understand, as our discussion with multiple people involved, this is highly focused on VAW and its business, and that is how we understand, and we have communicated the same also to the investors.
Okay. And so secondly, overall, like 5-7% of your sales, console sales could be in the US. Is that the right understanding, or is it a different number?
I I would share more details as we go to our earnings call. Our focus is largely into this event, and I'm trying to address any questions relating to this event.
Sure, sir. And my other question was, even before this event, just wanted to understand how repatriation was happening from VAW to the parent or CUMI International, if you could help us understand that.
Right.
Yeah.
So typically the dividend is paid, and that is how the repatriation of dividend happens using the banking channels, and we think that should continue to happen.
Okay. And this does not get impacted by the USD restriction. Is that correct? Okay. And I understand, earlier, I think sometime some quarters back, if I remember correctly, it was mentioned around 30% of VAW's PAT is repatriated as dividend. Is that the right understanding, or?
Yeah. It varies, Mohit, depending on their capex need, their local requirement, etc. But generally, the company's policy is 30% of the profit is generally paid out as dividend.
Understood, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you. That was it from my side.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Bhumika Nair from DAM Capital Advisors Limited. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. So just one small clarification. You mentioned that 12% of the revenues of WA is in US dollars. Now, where is the end revenues of this 12% happening? Is it more in Europe, or is it more US or any other geography? If you can just elaborate on that, so we understand how easy it will be to probably shift to other currencies.
Yeah. So it is typically no Euro, no US sales, as I said in my opening remarks. And it typically happens outside of the Euro, this 12%. So that respective countries have to look at, customers have to look at whether they can shift to other currencies.
Okay. So to that extent, in case somebody is not willing to move, that will be the possible worst case situation lost till the market, till this issue gets resolved with the US government.
Correct.
Okay. Fair point, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Harshit Patel from Equirus Securities. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much, sir, for the opportunity again. Just a small follow-up. Are there many Russian firms producing silicon carbide who are exporting directly to USA? And if so, could there be a material change in the silicon carbide prices in the global market? Is that a possibility that you see which is happening at the moment?
So silicon carbide is a very large market. And as I said that VAW has not been selling to US in the past as well.
Right. Perfect. Understood. Thank you very much, sir, and all the best.
Thank you. The next follow-up question is from the line of Aditya from Kotak Securities. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity. If you could just refresh us with any other restrictions that are presently there in WA. I think there is some export duty that was imposed. It would just be helpful if you could kind of give us a sense of any other restrictions, whether on repatriation or on duties being put, or any other sanctions that are there that are applicable to the Russian entity of yours at present.
No other restriction to our knowledge exists. This is the first time we have faced, and that's what we are sharing with you.
Thank you. That clarifies. That was my only question. Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to all the participants, you may press star and 1 to ask a question. The next question is from the line of Bhavin from SBI Mutual Funds. Please go ahead.
Pardon me if I'm repeating, I just joined late.
Hello?
Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Bhavin. I would request you to please use your handset.
Could you be close to the mic, please?
Sure. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
You are audible now, yes.
Okay. Pardon me if I'm repeating, joining a bit late. So what I understand, about 45% of the revenues were within Russia and balance was exports. Now, the question is, can the euro as a currency be used because...
Sorry, Mr. Bhavin, we are not able to hear you.
Yeah. Is it better now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, better. Okay.
Good.
Sorry. The question was, if 45% of the revenues were domestically sold to the Russian entities, where 55% is exports, are there restrictions on euro sales? Can the euro sales be continued? And if, as you said, 15% of the sales were EU entities within the Europe, would it be possible to switch to euro as a currency?
Yeah. Sorry, Bhavin, I think maybe you came in late. We covered this. Almost 60% is locally sold in Russia, and 40% is actually export. It is a reverse of what you are telling. And basically, of that, 12% of that sales is currently US dollar denominated. And we have to work with each customer to see whether they are willing to shift from their current dollar-denominated sales. And that is the process that we are engaged in, and it will take some time to give you an update.
Sure. But so the question also was, invoicing euro as a currency, in your view, should not be a problem.
Yeah. As we understand, the limitation is that we cannot use dollar currency.
Okay. Sure. Another follow-up question, what percentage would be to China? Is it possible in case of worst case scenario to pivot to China, given that they have other arrangements with Russia?
We hardly sell anything to China, Bhavin.
Okay. This is the last question. It is the high purity FIC program that we've been marking, and the pilot plant is in India, but would there be any impact on that program given the current situation?
We don't see any impact of that. That's happening in India, and it will continue to progress in that direction.
Sure. Great. Yeah, those are. So thank you so much for taking my questions.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
As there are no further questions from the participants, I would now like to hand the conference over to Ms. Bhumika Nair for closing comments.
Yes, thank you very much, sir, for giving us an opportunity to host the call and answering all the queries on our relevant event. And thank you to all the participants. Any closing remarks from your side, sir?
No, thank you for all of you for coming in and showing interest. And I think we'll continue to update you as we progress on this event as we learn more. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of DAM Capital Advisors Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.